cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Got a scratch, dent, or a full-blown wreck? Bring it to Recommended Collision Center in Panama City. From small scratches to all-over paint jobs, from fender benders to major collisions, it's Recommended Collision Center. They work with all insurance companies and offer customer pay options too. A family-owned collision center that takes pride in top-quality repairs, friendly service, quick drop-offs, and a fast turnaround. So when life throws you a wreck, they'll help you get amended. Recommended Collision Center, 1329 Jinx Avenue, Panama City.
Looking for a new way to explore Bay County? Or maybe your trusty bike needs a tune-up? Head to Steve's Bike Shop. They've got a huge selection of new and used bicycles, plus the latest electric bikes to get you where you need to go fast. And if your bike is acting up, their expert technicians repair all makes and models, even electric bikes. Serving Bay County for 46 years. Steve's Bike Shop, 1924 West 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. Steve's Bike Shop. Your ride starts here.
This is Patrick with Turf Pro Pest Control. Do you want a great-looking lawn? Call Turf Pro. We will come out to your property and make a customized plan for your lawn. Then we will do the most important part, execute that plan. Turf Pro is a locally owned and operated company. We take pride in making your lawn beautiful. Call Turf Pro. You will love your lawn. The blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Find us on Facebook at Turf Pro PC.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy,
Paul Wilson.
This is a problem for Alabama.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
That is not winning football.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
Billy Napier's play calling sucks. He's a terrible head coach.
The Sports Blitz.
I'm blown away how bad Florida is. As a Seminole fan, I'm enjoying it.
You better be able to run the football against Georgia or you're going to be finding yourself in a big hole.
At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You know what time it is. It's 4 o'clock on a Thursday. We are excited that you've tuned in to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Man, we're almost to the weekend. We got action-packed weekend ahead of us, and we get to talk about it today and tomorrow. As always, on Thursday, my guy, my friend, wearing this purple shirt with his LSU hat on. Jeff, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great.
Good, man. You're looking good. I like the hat. You never usually wear a hat. You usually let that hair hang out.
Yeah, I'm going to get a haircut next week.
Yeah, you should probably. It's probably about time.
You know,
yeah,
you should be my fashion coordinator.
That sounds good. We can schedule that. And as always, on a Thursday, we got Brian in the house from Lone Star Boyle. Brian, how you doing, man?
Doing good, brother.
Oh, man.
Good, man.
You got the orange out. You ready? Texas is in the house, baby.
Always.
That's right. That's right. And doing the ones and twos, Jammin' Jimmy in the glass bubble. Sporting the old Cubs, but the old Reds doing pretty good today.
Reds getting the win today, man. They are half game behind the Mets. The only reason they're a half game behind the Mets is they got that one more loss on the record, but the Mets will be playing the Cubs tonight, so the Cubs will be giving the Mets another loss.
That's right. Man, I'll tell you what, we are excited to have Brian with us. He's from Lone Star Boyle. Brian, tell us the location real quick before I share the news with the fans about what we got in studio today.
We're at 320 West 5th Street, downtown, a couple blocks off of Harrison, right there on the corner of 5th and Beach Drive.
Biggest Jumbotron in Panama City. You can watch every football game that you want to watch in the building, right?
Just don't watch it from across the street. Make sure you come on in.
That's right.
We have that a few times when we first put that in. People would literally pull up in their vehicles on the side and watch the game.
It's like a drive-in movie.
This is like a drive-in. This is not the drive-in Boyle House. This is the come to the Boyle House. That's awesome, man. Well, we're gonna do something we've never done here, and James, he's gonna help me a little bit by moving the cameras. We have something that Brian has brought for us today. And Jeff, I know you're excited about this. I'm pumped up. Jeff hasn't seen it today, but we're going to show the people. Now, Brian, tell us what this is.
So we got a boudin stuffed baked potato with pepper jack cheese, a little American cheese, blackened shrimp, little scallions on top, and covered in garlic butter.
Man,
that's
look at that.
house-made boudin from us, so yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's some house-made. So you know what? We're going to go ahead. Jeff, I want you to cut me a piece, cut you a piece, and let's eat in here while we're talking. Now, Brian, you have, while he's cutting it up for us, we're going to eat that because I'm excited about eating it. Now, Brian, you've been at the location for 4 years now, and pretty much all of the stuff that you do is like in-house. You guys do it. You and your wife, you've been in business doing the Lone Star Bull House. Obviously, the Lone Star name because of Texas. So definitely in Texas, they say that everything's bigger in Texas. So there you go. But so you have weekly specials, nightly specials, all of that. Tell the folks about what you have going on over there.
Pretty much doing something different every night during the week. The weekends, obviously, big game day menu, but we always, every single day, if we're open, we're boiling king crab, snow crab, Jonah crab, red shrimp, Gulf shrimp, everything. But Mondays, we do, we rotate it out. Sometimes we do chicken fried steak dinners. They're as big as your head. Tuesdays, we started doing a Taco Tuesday, so we have a lobster and shrimp taco with our charro beans that goes down for special. Let's see. Wednesday, so we do a grill your own steak night. We have a giant pit outside. People bring their own steaks. What? We have a whole seasoning table out there. We provide the baked potato, salad, everything. People stand around the pit all night grilling their steaks. If it's not cooked right, it's not my fault.
That's right.
Yeah. So how do you like your steak cooked?
Medium rare.
Yeah, I'll do
the only way.
Yeah, I do like a medium rare, and if I want it any which way, I would go more a little medium. But you know what it is for me? It's a texture.
Yeah,
it's a texture thing. I have a weird thing about certain textures, and I don't want it to be like that rubbery. I do like me a little red, but not too much red.
Right.
Yeah. How about you, Paul?
Oh man, you got my mouth full. I'm telling you,
I ask him questions when he's got his mouth full.
Wow. This is so good.
See, this is a triple whammy for me.
Come on.
I mean, I will do me some boudin because, I'm half Cajun, right?
Yeah.
And I got a card, by the way. I love me some shrimp, boy. I will do shrimp or crawfish any day.
Right.
And then it's blackened.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got potato. I'm all about potatoes. And then cheese on top of it. I mean, come on. And I love me some green onions. When I do quesadillas, I do green onions, tomato, cheese, and then, of course, a meat. Any kind of meat.
Gotta have the green onion.
Yeah, but green onions are great, man. They're like, I don't want to say they're a secret. It shouldn't be a secret. People should be eating more green onions.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And I don't eat a lot of green things, but green onions are one of them.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, Brian, this is so good. I mean, we're going to definitely be eating it. I can't wait for Jeff. We'll have to get the camera on Jeff whenever he takes his first bite. Because, man,
you want to talk about somebody enjoying food? You should just watch me. It's like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? He really is a foodie.
I mean, like I said.
You want one?
No, I'm good. I've had my fill.
Well, you're probably going to have to pass me another one here in just a minute, but go ahead and get yours now, and we'll get James on the break.
Do the Cubs like this, or are the Cubs going for this? You want some?
I'm going to say I might give it a whirl here during the
we'll get some at the break. So I'm telling you, it's definitely worth it. Yeah. And, me and you were talking about it, Brian. I was like, man, if you could bring something, and he surprised us, and like that stuff is so good. So, folks, if you get a chance to go out there and check it out, and what's your hours, Brian? Tell us your hours.
Right now, we're opening up at 5 o'clock during the week, Monday through Friday, just until it cools down, because it is so hot outside right now. It's just too hot to open up earlier. But we stay open as long as there's people in there, as long as the games are going during the week, and then Saturdays, we open up at 8:30 in the morning.
Wow.
College game day, and we're there until the last football game's over.
I was about to say, can't be missing out on them 2:30 kickoffs.
Yeah. And
forget that big noon Big Ten games. I'm not all about them 10, the 11 or 12 o'clock games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, I don't say they're disappointment, but
don't y'all do something in the morning too, like some kind of breakfast type?
Brisket breakfast burritos that are giant with brisket breakfast tacos, all served with charro beans. everything. We're packed by 9 o'clock in the morning every Saturday.
Wow, that's awesome.
That sounds like a great place to go to watch these football games because we got a slate this weekend of just great games, and we've talked about it before we came on. So, Jeff, if you could, go ahead. Let's get Jeff on the screen here. I want you to take a nice little bite, Jeff, to see what you think, man, because I'm telling you, a real Cajun eating some Cajun food. This is something made for TV right here. So
you gotta
definitely
make sure you get a little boudin on there.
Get some boudin.
And you know what? I'm not of the opinion that people don't like the skin of the potato.
Yeah, the skin's good. Yeah,
I love the skin. Yeah.
My dad used to say that the skin has protein in it. I don't know if that's true or not.
No, it's all the other vitamins actually it has. But yeah, potatoes are really nutritious.
Yeah, I'm ready. Here we go, Jeff. Tell us what you think, man. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
And he was talking about specials. The last time I went there, it was a pulled pork sandwich. And I wasn't having the greatest dining experience, but let me tell you, I ate that sandwich and I said, oh my God, I got to come back.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I was having an experience.
Yeah.
You ever had, I don't know about you, but when you have an experience at a restaurant, you're like, holy cow. Yeah, this guy, I don't know what part of Texas he's from, but he's doing it right.
Yeah, because you're not a Texas fan at all.
No, well, I'm the Longhorns fan. I'm not a Longhorns fan. My brother lived out towards Katy, on the west side of Houston for a while. But they do barbecue great out that way. I'm not a big fan of the coleslaw on sandwiches though.
Yeah,
I'm not. Are you like that?
Everybody has a preference.
Yeah, it's each his own.
Yeah.
I like vinegar, North Carolina stuff.
No, I don't do that. Yeah. Every meal that I have, I like to have something kind of cold to offset the hot. So if you're eating a steak, I'll not eat all of my salad so that I can eat steak, salad, and potato. Or if you got coleslaw with, something else, you know what I mean? So something kind of cold, a salad, a coleslaw, that kind of thing. I like cucumbers. I'll throw some cucumbers and put them in olive oil.
He's probably give me some cold beer.
You're not wrong.
Boom.
But man, I'm telling you, this food is so good, and I don't even know how do you even spell boud. What did you say, boudin? Boudin.
Boudin. Well, that's if you're from the heart of Cajun country, which is around Lafayette and down below, towards the Gulf. Yeah, it's boudin.
Well, keep talking because this stuff is so good. That's what this part is, right? It's the boudin, right? That's what it is. So what is it? What is it made of?
It's a rice pork mixture with, surprisingly, there's liver.
It's a sausage.
Boudin.
It's a sausage.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just encased in the intestines and then cooked like that. But
and you know what? That potato is moist. It hasn't lost any of its moisture.
And the thing is, so there was two of them brought in. Jeff cut me and Jimmy 2 pieces of the one, and then he ate the rest of the other potato by himself.
No, the other one's in there.
Okay, I didn't know.
There's a whole one in there. You got a third. I got a third, and then
okay, because I didn't see it. I was like, well, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate you just taking it all.
This guy's hogging it. Now, let me ask you: do y'all ever do a pulled pork or a brisket on top of a potato?
Yeah.
Y'all do?
Yeah,
that's the die for right there.
We normally do that typically on Thursday nights. A lot of time. Yeah, we'll do a
Guess what today is? It's Thursday, but it's not tonight, huh?
Tonight we're doing seafood stuff, baked potatoes, crawfish tails, shrimp, queso, all that stuff.
That's a winner, man.
So, yeah.
So let me ask you this. I saw it on Facebook because we're heavy on Facebook. I know you guys are very active on Facebook as well. Is it true that there's a possibility that when Texas plays Florida, that you're going to have a gator?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
We are working on it right now. So we plan on we're trying to get about a 4 or 5 foot gator, put it on our giant pit early in the morning so it'll be ready for that 2:30 game. Clean it. We're going to stuff the tail meat with boudin.
Oh, man.
Then wrap everything into bacon after it's all seasoned up. Slow cook it. I don't know how we're going to serve it out yet at this point in time, but I think we're just going to pull big pieces of gator meat out there. And it won't be just the Texas fans because after our game is Florida State-Miami. So I'm sure the Florida State-Miami fans won't mind partaking in a little bit of
gator
too at the same time. So
Well, that's really awesome. I thought that I was going to ask you that because I thought that was a really cool idea. And I like gator. I think it's actually pretty good. So very good. I think it's good meat. So that sounds good. Now, at your place, kind of describe the aesthetics of it. Is it mostly outdoors? Is that what it is? Or is there is there inside for, like for the kids or whatever type? Give us that kind of feeling.
About half and half now. So
okay.
About half the seating's outside, half the seating. We just redid the whole bar inside. So we have a giant bar in there now, all high top bar tables. So we have garage doors that are open, so, it's still an indoor-outdoor. Even if you're sitting inside, you're indoor-outdoor. You're still getting the fresh air and everything, and the heat, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, we got a lot of fans inside, so it's fine.
Well, that's cool. And so you got TVs inside, too,
everywhere.
That's running all the games. So, you'll have the feature game on the big Jumbotron, and then the other games you'll have.
We put our schedule every single – normally on Tuesday or Wednesday, we release the schedule for what game is going to be on every single TV, what game is going to have the sound on, so you can plan yourself accordingly to know if you need to sit outside of the Jumbotron, know if you need to sit in front of the big TV at the bar, what you got to do. So
yeah, and he's not biased either because, Texas is playing, Louisiana Monroe last year, and it was on the inside TV,
Yeah.
And now I was outside. Oh, no. And on the big TV, they had the Volunteers. I can't remember, they were playing Georgia or somebody. And then on this little side TV, they had a Florida State game. They were playing some ACC opponent. I think it was Stanford or something like that.
Last year.
But anyway, it was last year. And I was like, wow, he's got the Texas game on inside.
Yeah.
So it's not biased, he's just going to have Longhorns.
Good football is good football.
Yeah, good football.
That comes first. So
and that's kind of what you do is you're going to put the best game up.
Best game on.
Yeah.
It's always going to get the sound. Best game is going to get the Jumbotron every single time. So
that, of course, this week is LSU.
And so, on Sundays, because I don't want to leave that out because, everybody that isn't just a college football fan, there's people that don't really watch college football, but they love the NFL, which is, that's their prerogative. But you do the same thing for Sundays as well, Sunday morning.
Not normally, but this Sunday morning I am going to open up at 8:30 in the morning for the Steelers-Vikings game in Europe. I had somebody ask me, and I've always said if somebody asked me to open up for the Europe games, I'm going to open up for the Europe games.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if it's 2 or 3 people, but it doesn't matter. It was 2 or 3 people. I'm going to open up for it. So
yeah, and that's the cool thing about it. And it sounds like to me, Brian, that you're into building the community up. 100%. You're for the people here, and you're going to make your money, but man, you're here to make this a place where the community comes and enjoys football. Maybe even shoot by the time playoff baseball comes up or NBA or anything like that, you could throw it out there for people, whatever they want to do. So, which is a cool thing.
We don't get any NBA fans around here. That's definitely not. And unfortunately, the MLB is probably not going to be good for us this year.
Yeah, because
no Braves, no Astros, no Rangers. That's pretty much our 3 biggest fan bases around, at my bar.
Yeah. Well, if the deal is that if the Braves were there, which they're not, if they were, then we'd be talking about that. But let's talk a little bit about these Texas Longhorns. Now, obviously, they didn't have a big-time opponent. Sam Houston State is not somebody that because they are winless on the season so far, but it's good to run your offense against live people that aren't your normal people so that you can see what you've got. And so, Arch had a good game. He went 18 for 21, 309 yards, 3 touchdowns. So how did it make you feel to see him actually go out there and execute the offense? Because there's a lot of, before this, a lot of their offense, there was a lot of breaking down. So he'd be running or throwing the ball away or trying to force a pass, but for it to look good, how did that make you feel as a Texas fan?
I felt good after last week. I know it's Sam Houston State, but just watching Arch and watching what he did in that game, he was on the money. Which we did not see the week before against UTEP. He was throwing it at their feet, throwing it behind the guys. And this week he was hitting 40-yard bombs in stride, everything. He looked great. And I know it's Sam Houston State, but just what he did looked good, though. So he looked like he got his swagger back, too, a little bit.
So just to clarify, though, Sam Houston State is a traditional Southland Conference team from 1AA. They made the move up to 1A, and they are actually in the Conference USA with UTEP and a whole bunch of
Liberty. You got a bunch of
Liberty, Jacksonville State,
constantly.
Louisiana Tech.
They were actually good last year. I mean, I think they finished the regular season at 10-2.
Oh wow!
Lost the bowl game,
but I mean,
they lost a lot of guys too.
As far as looking at Texas, though, seeing them being able to execute is really what you wanted to see before they start the SEC schedule.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, because when you do have your plays set up and you, like I said, you break down and you have to run, or you don't look very good, or you miss people that are wide open, or you miss the receiver that was open, it was good to see him finally get back into it. Now, do you believe with the AP ranking that they're still a top 10 team? I mean, put your bias aside, watching their body of work, watching their football team play, do you really think that they're a top 10 team right now as we sit?
I think they are. I mean, I think they're right around 10. I think they have them ranked right. I mean, maybe not body of work just because they don't have the big win or anything right now, but they still have so much talent on that team. And it's just been, they just haven't been able to put it together.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about them. I mean, we have a fairly easy schedule coming up before we get into the gauntlet at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Florida next week, not worried. Oklahoma without Mateer, not really worried about that game anymore, which I was sweating.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'd never want to lose that game.
And then Kentucky.
And then Kentucky and Mississippi State.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's 4. I'm not saying it's 4.
Oh, now be careful.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
But,
no.
I mean, without Mateer,
that game.
these 4 games, they should be. The expectation's there.
The expectation's there, but let's don't get the horse before the cart on this one, because Oklahoma's defense is still really good, and their running backs, they still can run the football. I get it that he stretches the field. He's a Heisman candidate. He's special. But I will say, that to me, even though with him out, I still think that's going to be a game that if Texas don't go in there and execute the game plan, they look more like what they looked like against Sam Houston State. If they go out there looking like they did against UTEP, it could be another devastating loss.
No doubt. You can't get behind to those guys either. Like they've got to get on them early.
Yeah, because they'll grind you out. They'll grind you out. They'll run the football, play good, solid defense. That's what it is. So I mean, I get it. You're already thinking that Oklahoma's a one-pony show, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking that if they go 4-0 and they're 3-1 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 7-1. You're looking pretty. The problem is if you drop 2 of those last 4, that's the problem. Because then you're 9-3, and then you're hoping that they don't look at what you did recently, because they tend to do that sometimes.
9-3
that's
won't
unfortunate.
Do it for them. I mean,
9-3, it's going to take a special amount of upsets like last year.
They wouldn't have,
because last year was crazy with those upsets. Oklahoma and the Vandy beating Alabama, LSU losing to Florida, Ole Miss losing to Florida, Ole Miss losing to Kentucky. I mean, there was this roundabout thing going on, and South Carolina dropped out, and Miami dropped 2 of the last 3, and it was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Well, and I had been saying it all year. I said, there's going to be a 3-loss team in there. There's going to be a 3-loss team in there. Everybody's looking at me like, you're crazy. And then Clemson did it.
Yeah.
And there was nobody to really replace them. Hey, let me ask you a question now. So Tuesday, 6 p.m., they came out with the rivals thing. You got pretty much who we thought you would probably get. Arkansas was kind of the iffy one on the third one. Yeah. But guess who's not playing next year? Texas is not playing Bama.
Yeah.
And in the last 2 years, Texas has not played Bama.
Yeah.
The year before they joined the conference, y'all played out of conference.
We played, 2-2. Yep.
It's a little avoidance going on here.
I feel like those non-conference games the previous 2 years might have had something to do with that, possibly.
They took it light on you for 2 years, and then instead of doing the rotation, and you would get Alabama 2 years in a row, and LSU 2 years in a row.
We get LSU next year.
You do get LSU next year.
Yeah, well, let me say this to go back to what you were talking about the 10-2, 9-3 deal. Mm-hmm. Just don't be surprised this year if there's some chomping in the SEC, because if you look at it, you've got a good Texas A&M team, you've got a good Missouri team. You don't really know what you got until this weekend with Alabama. You know what you've got in Georgia. You saw what Tennessee can put on the field. Now you've got Ole Miss and LSU playing. You're going to see if Ole Miss is really good, and you're going to check and see if LSU is really good. There could be a lot of this round robin stuff that everybody's going to eat a little bit of each other because of Missouri. And I mean, shoot,
And
when you
don't
look at it,
overlook Vandy.
and don't overlook Vandy. That's
at all.
true.
That's
There's
crazy
another
to say,
group
but-
right there. If Alabama is able to beat Georgia, that would shock a lot of people because they're not picked to win. All right. And then you've got, if LSU loses to Ole Miss, then you got something there. And then if Mississippi State or Arkansas or, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Arkansas beat Tennessee last year.
There's some games that line up that could make some stumbling blocks for a lot of these SEC schools that I think realistically, I know in times past we've said, oh yeah, 9-3, you're out. But man, waiting on somebody else to do something, this year's SEC has proven to be pretty good because Missouri's not a joke. Doesn't look like. Vandy's not a joke.
No.
Doesn't look like.
No.
So those two teams right there added to the regular Blue Bloods. If Alabama's good, if Georgia's good, if Tennessee's good, if LSU's good, if Ole Miss is good, they all can't go, but they all. And then you got an Auburn team that took Oklahoma all the way to the end, or at least close.
Yeah.
And they're a couple plays short. But realistically, you can't really sleep on no team like you used to. You used to be able to sleep on Vandy. You used to be able to sleep on Kentucky. You used to be able to sleep on Mississippi State. You used to be able to handle Missouri or A&M or whoever. But now these teams are actually pretty good. And that's the problem with the SEC this year. They might eat their own.
True. If Bama beats Georgia this weekend, you know you have Tennessee.
Yeah.
But then you lost to Oklahoma and Vandy last year. A third loss could possibly be there.
One of them.
And I'm
Yep.
not saying Tennessee's beating y'all. I'm not
Right,
saying that.
but you can't say anymore, oh yeah, they'll beat Vanderbilt. Oh yeah, they'll beat Oklahoma. You can't say that.
And Georgia, Tennessee, and Ole Miss have harder schedules than most SEC teams for the rest, for the remainder. And I'm not even talking about Oklahoma because we know they have a heck of a schedule. I mean, it's crazy what they have up ahead of them. But I mean, LSU, we got Ole Miss and Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Oklahoma at the end of the year when Mateer comes back and everything that might be a challenge. Who knows, you know? But we're not really concentrated on Vandy and South Carolina. LSU isn't, you know?
Yeah, but
and
when
then we have Texas A&M.
But then what happens if they do turn it around with South Carolina? What if Lenore Sellers really does turn it around?
Yeah.
Then you're like, whoa, what is going on? What's happening? Because I could see something crazy like that happening.
Could I jump the gun and say that the winner of Texas A&M might be the last slot in the playoffs?
I mean, it's a good possibility.
It could.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We've got to take our break. But, man, when we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more of this stuff, and we're probably going to eat the rest of this food that's sitting in this studio. You're listening to the Sports Blitz here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show.
Here's what I say. You snooze, you lose.
Let's take this phone call. Good morning.
Good morning. Wah, wah, wah. Nobody cares.
Hey, you saw it. They got robbed.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. The rest of the day there will be a moderate breeze out of the southwest, very light rain and 87. A possibility of thunderstorms and light showers tonight, slightly cooler at 76. Tomorrow, possible thunderstorms and moderate rain and a high of 84. About the same at 87 Saturday, and we'll have very light rain. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida, Mid-South Lumber, Best Little Lumber Yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida.
Saturday, September 27th, come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right. Get 20 to 50 acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or go to creeksidepreserveal.com. That's creeksidepreserveal.com.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's a top 10 showdown in the Big Ten. 6th-ranked Oregon travels to Happy Valley to face number 3 Penn State in the whiteout game.
One of the best atmospheres in all of college football. This is the best atmosphere.
We've played in good environments before. They've described it as a good one.
Number 6 Oregon at 3rd-ranked Penn State.
Coverage starts Saturday at 6 on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. And now the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host, Paul Wilson.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, farm to radio. The Sports Blitz.
We're starting fresh.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can watch us live. You can see whether or not Jeff ate all of his food on the Facebook page. It's ESPN Northwest Florida. You also can check us out on YouTube, ESPN Northwest Florida. And then we also have the ESPN Northwest Florida app. You can just go on your mobile device, type it in there and search for it. It's free. You can download it and you can take us everywhere you go. Don't forget, you can also call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. Man, I'll tell you what, that stuff was really good. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I finished it all after the break. I mean, it was good.
You know, that's one thing I've been able to be lucky enough to come into this area, and they flavor stuff.
Yeah.
And I got the flavor rolling out in my mouth and everything, and it tastes good.
Yeah.
It makes me want more, obviously, and everything. And when you go downtown, I don't know if you ever go downtown Panama City?
Very rare.
Yeah.
Very rare.
I
live on the beach side.
I like that area, and they're revitalizing the whole area, and I can't wait till the Martin Theater gets done. But anyway, when you turn down Frankfurt, and it goes down to Beach Drive, and you go by the beach and the big houses on the left-hand side and the beach is on the right, and you're entering downtown, there's that light, and it splits. If you go left, you go on 6th Street. If you go on right, you go on 5th. And Lone Star Boyle House is right there. It's a block in past that light, and so it's right before downtown.
Yeah.
And they have a good setup, and don't get me wrong, that's a restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, they may serve a little bit of liquor and all that. It's not a bar. It's a restaurant.
But it is a restaurant.
You can drink.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't drink. But, I mean, it's got that atmosphere where you can take your kids, you can watch the big Jumbotron, you can get a good game, and then you can look over to another TV and catch another game while it's going on in case you're not into Florida State or whoever's playing on the big Jumbotron, you know?
Yeah.
But this weekend, I'm sure he's got... Georgia, Alabama, we got that one. Got a Penn State
and
Oregon, and an LSU Ole Miss. I mean, there's a bunch of games this weekend.
Yeah, this slate is full and heavy. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about it. We'll talk about it at the 5 o'clock hour. We got an awesome opportunity. We got Coach Tommy Joe Whidden's going to come on and talk about their game tomorrow night, what they did last Friday night, and then also a little bit of college football. So we'll talk about that. But, man, you know, I was before the show today, I was talking to James, and I was talking about bringing the food in and having that and being able to do that. And James was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want any of it. But I noticed when he saw it and heard us talk about it, now he's eating it, which is awesome. I see him over there. He's definitely tasting what we're tasting. So, but yeah, I thought that was a fun little additive to the show. So I think it's awesome.
That's funny when people visit Louisiana. Louisiana people are like, here, have this, eat this, and everybody's like, I don't know, and then they eat it and they're like, oh my god, they're just so melting away.
And that's what it is. I mean, what goes better? And I'm not a drinker, so I'll just throw that out there. But what goes better with watching college football or NFL football?
I think 80% of the people will probably say a cold beer.
Right, but I would say that at least. I don't know if it could be that many, but I'm saying at least everybody else, not the 20%, but I would say 80% wants to eat good food.
Oh, they want to eat good food. Yeah. Well, cookouts and everything.
Cookouts and what a better way to do that. So for me, football season doesn't just mean good football, but it means good food,
And I got a great friend, Nancy. And she doesn't like football at all, but she loves cooking for football. So she's always excited for football season because she gets to make all of the finger foods that she loves.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a thing. And tell the truth though, as a cook or if you make something and you want people to eat it, like the best part of the satisfying, I guess you could say, the part about it is to see somebody really enjoy it and talk about how good it is.
Instant gratification, seeing their face light up and everything, it is. And it's funny because, I don't want to say there's stereotypes, but in Louisiana, it's not that uncommon for a guy to cook.
Yeah.
And I've been a restaurant manager for a few years and everything, and I'm from Louisiana. I'm a half Cajun. So I meet somebody and they'll say, oh, you don't cook? And I'm like, no, I do.
No, I can't.
And then they're like, oh, and then I tell them, and then they're like, oh, wow, cool.
So we should probably tell everybody that you're taking right now. So don't nobody be calling the show talking about, hey, let get Jeff cook me a nice Cajun dish.
Not coming over to your house.
850-215-6290.
That's right. So either way, man, last night and all this week, we've been talking about baseball, but last night some craziness happened. I mean, do you guys realize what happened last night?
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Judge hit 2 home runs last night. All right?
We're still talking about the Yankees.
Yeah, we are. We're going to. But
I thought we were going to talk about the Guardians.
We are.
Okay, hopefully get
But
there.
listen, Aaron Judge hit 2 home runs last night.
So he's not 60, he's a 50, right?
51.
51,
Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Kyle Schwarber hit 2 home runs last night.
Wow.
So he's at 53. Are you ready for this? Kyle Rowley hit 2 home runs last night.
He's a 60?
He's 61.
Oh, my
No,
goodness.
he's 60. He hit 59.
Because he had to hit 2 in 6 games, and he hit 1 that 6th game, so.
Yes.
Wow.
So Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, and Kyle Riley last night all hit multiple home runs in their game, and they led their team to victory. So it's crazy, and I know everybody's talking about it.
Schwarber's team won?
Yeah. Phillies?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
But, you got to look at it, man. I mean, I know that everybody's talking about it, but I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm starting to kind of get the Swift because last night, whenever Kyle Schwarber came up to hit, he all of a sudden come up to bat, and everybody in the whole building, because they're at home, was chanting MVP, MVP, MVP. And when he pitched the ball to him, and he hit the home run. Now, what's significant about it is that the fan caught it in the outfield bleachers. The man. He caught the ball, which was number 60, which is a record.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, right? So he catches the ball, and he turns and gives the ball to a little boy.
What? Oh, my goodness.
So he gave it to the little boy, and about 15 to 20 seconds later, the Seattle Mariner people came and got the little boy and his dad and took him to the back.
Yeah.
Because they wanted the ball. Because Kyle Riley wants the ball.
Signed.
I don't know what all he got. But the guy gave all of that up to give it to that little boy that was sitting there.
Life experience right there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because when he caught it, he was going everybody was going
so
crazy.
If you brought your son to a game and that happened,
yeah,
I mean, your mind would be blown.
Oh, that would just be like,
it'd be surreal.
What?
Am I living this? Like somebody pinch me.
Could you believe that the guy actually gave him the ball though? I mean, as you know, and we've had the issue with the Karen lady where she wanted the ball from the little kid, and that got a lot of publicity.
Yeah,
but when you look at it, there's still people in the world that do good things.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That was just crazy because what is that guy giving up? Because he knew that the Mariners were coming for that ball. You knew that you caught the ball that broke the record for Kyle Riley. So to get to 60, and you knew by giving that ball away that you were not going to get to meet Kyle Riley.
Yeah.
That you were not going to get a signed ball, a bat, a jersey, whatever.
Yeah.
And you gave that opportunity away. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
according to The Athletic, the boy traded the ball for a signed bat from Raleigh and has been invited to attend a batting practice on field at a future game.
At a future game, so which probably will be next year. I'm guessing probably the beginning.
He might get a playoff game in there.
Wow.
I mean,
can you imagine a playoff game?
Oh, do they have it? They got a chance for home, but it'll have to be in the second round. Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they get the bye. No, they're the 3.
No, they're the 3
seed.
So they will have.
Yeah,
so
will be having
so they'll have the
at
home.
least 2 home games.
Yeah.
At least.
But you still,
That's nuts.
and
I
all of that's crazy. But just to think that the guy that caught the actual ball gave all of that up, and he probably knew it. Because if you remember, now I'm going to take it back a little bit. If you remember Mark McGwire's record ball.
73?
Yeah, the record ball. The guy that caught the ball, the Cardinal people came to come and get him. And he went back there. He met Mark McGwire, but he told Mark McGwire,
I can't give it to you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Because it's worth more than $1 million.
He declined.
I mean,
he declined his invitation. He met him, but he said no. And what did he do? He went and had that ball auctioned off. Mm-hmm. He got it authenticated by the auction people, and the ball sold for over $1 million.
Oh yeah, over $1 million.
And so that $200 or $2,000 ticket, $3,000 ticket, $1,000 ticket, whatever, however much it costs to be in the outfield, because those tickets, once he started hitting all those home runs, those tickets just started soaring. I mean, you couldn't get a ticket there. But then that guy, because of the $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 ticket, turned that money into $1 million. What would you do if it was a record breaker, if it was like a big one like that? I mean, obviously Kyle Riley's 60 is not going to bring $1 million, but would you give it to the guy? Would you feel the pressure of giving it to the guy whenever you're standing in front of him? He's saying, hey, I'll give you a bat, I'll give you an autograph, I'll let you come hit on the field.
So this is where karma works in. Because if it's somebody like Bryce Harper, a hard no. I'm not giving it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a nice guy, I'd give it up.
Yeah.
But if you're not, no. I'm a reinforce karma, and I'm going to keep that ball for myself, and I'm going to sell it because I'm not going to sit it in my house and have it on display. It's kind of like a bragging thing, and
you probably shouldn't have it in your house though, because you leave to go to work.
Oh yeah, somebody could break the windows, and get in. They know where you live and everything. Yeah,
yeah.
But no, so it totally depends on who it is. Not really so much who they play for, unless it's a Yankees player. Just joking.
But I mean, when you look at that, that's something to think about. Now, let's look at this real quick. I know we're going to have to go to a break here in just a moment, but let's look at it. Who is the real AL MVP? Because, I mean, Kyle Riley's doing something. He's got 60 home runs. He leads Major League Baseball. He's got 125 RBIs. He leads the AL. He's got a 248 batting average, 361 on-base percentage, 598 slugging, 109 runs. You know, and then you got Aaron Judge, 328, 51 home runs, 109 RBIs. So, obviously, everything else Judge leads in. He leads the major leagues in walks. He leads the major leagues in runs. He leads the major leagues in slugging. He leads the major leagues in OPS. He leads the league in on-base percentage. He leads the league in batting average. Everything but home runs and RBIs. Judge doesn't just lead the AL. He leads all of baseball. But Kyle Riley leads in home runs, and he leads the AL in RBIs because
which is third overall.
Right,
because there's two guys.
Because Schwarber's is leading over there too.
Yeah, they have two guys.
So MVP?
No, I mean, once you dropped how his batting average is like 248 or something like that, it really kind of crushed me. Is it 230s?
248.
248. Yeah. That kind of crushed me.
Well, when you look at it too, the other avenue that I wanted to bring up is that without Kyle Riley, the Mariners don't make the playoffs.
You're right. And you know what the difference is in record between the Yankees and the Mariners? One game. That's it. Just one game. 90 to 89, something like that, yeah.
And the Yankees did win games without Aaron Judge when he was hurt.
It was only 7 or 9 games.
I know, but still, I get it, but still.
And you know what? You think about, okay, well, if you miss 7 games, you get 2 home runs in that spread. So Cal Raleigh still got the lead in RBIs and home runs, but, you know, his number's a little bit better, Judge, if he plays all those games.
It would be a little closer probably. I mean, you never know. He could hit 2 or 3 home runs in that span.
And you can't say stuff like, oh, the Mariners won their division, the Yankees, you know, are a game behind the Blue Jays or anything bull like that because the East is stacked.
So you still say you still say Aaron Judge MVP?
He squeaks it out.
Yeah. And Jimmy, what do you think?
It's going to be Aaron Judge. I love the idea of it being Raleigh because of the 6 home runs, and it's been since like 2009 with Joe Mauer for a catcher to win the AL MVP, so it's been a nice long time since then. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's also, you got to look at this too. It is a popularity contest. Mm-hmm. And the Yankees are a much more popular team.
Yeah, but the sympathy from all the other teams and everything and all the other fans, I think, is going to be strong enough to where Raleigh could possibly swipe this. Because sometimes it is a popularity contest. Which, you know, I mean, if I dropped and just said Judge is playing on the Detroit Tigers or any other team that I might even like the Astros or something like that, I still would like Kyle Raleigh, his storyline, is just more romantic.
Yeah, and he won the home run derby. I know it doesn't matter, but it does. You know what I mean? It's kind of
it does.
And last night, whenever they interviewed him after the game was over, he gave the old Major League movie speech that was, or not the speech, but the slogan that was given by the old manager, and it's not suitable for the show. But I just was, going to put that in there. But when we come back, we are going to discuss a little bit more of some things that you definitely want to talk about. You're listening to the Sports Blitz here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Text him now on the Red 7T's studio line. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida broadcasts the biggest and best games of the week. We're your headquarters for premier matchups, huge rivalries, and fan favorites.
Saturday, it's Auburn at Texas A&M. Coverage at 1:30, kickoff at 2:30. Followed by Oregon at Penn State.
The Gulf Coast headquarters for college football is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today, the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Mothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Are you looking to invest in rare coins and precious metals? Well, look no further. Coin and Bullion Reserves is Bay County's trusted source for rare coins and precious metals. Located in the heart of Panama City, our showroom is stocked with a vast selection of gold and silver bullion, rare coins, and currency. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned collector, we have what you're looking for. Our sales staff has over 50 years of experience to help guide you through your purchase. Come and visit Coin and Bullion Reserves today and build your collection with confidence.
The Rich Eisen Show.
A rhetorical question, which means I already know the answer and it does not require an answer.
We'll give you one. Yeah, I mean,
man, I really want to answer.
Yeah.
Do you think the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell were sending a message on Sunday? Do you? Our favorite Bill Burr soundbite.
Oh, do you?
They were sending a message.
Mighty Ducks. Not worth winning if you can't win big.
Rich Eisen weekdays starting at 11, now on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. The new Sports Blitz.
Oh, yes!
Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget to call in, to text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. At the top of the hour, don't forget we're going to have Mosley's head football coach, Tommy Joe Whidden, calling into the show, talking about their upcoming game with Milton on Friday night and also about their game last week with Escambia. You know, we're going to be talking a lot of football, but before we do, I want to talk about this whole thing. We didn't get to talk about it on Tuesday because we were doing heavy ACC football and some of the stuff that was going on. And then yesterday we were heavy SEC football, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about all of those things at the top of the hour as well. But we didn't get a chance to talk about what the Major League Baseball has done. Breaking: Major League Baseball will be implementing the automated ball strike challenge system starting in 2026. Each team will get 2 challenges and can keep them if they are successful. Challenges can only be initiated by a pitcher, a catcher, or batter, and the request must come right after the pitch. So there you go. That's the rule. That's what they're going to. They played around with it a little bit in some of the games that they had in the at the beginning of the year, not in the regular season, but just their farm stuff. Yeah, their spring games had them, and then also I thought that some of the minor league games.
Minor league's been running with it for 3 or 4 years now.
Is that what it is?
The guys that are going to be coming up,
they're used
are already
to it.
familiar with it.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? How's that make you feel?
Well, it makes me wonder how, what's the word I'm looking for? That a pitcher or catcher or a batter will look to the dugout and see somebody do this.
Yeah.
And say, go ahead and challenge it. You know what I mean? I don't trust. I don't trust, especially baseball. I don't say it's one of the crookedest games, but it is one of the crookedest games.
Well, I would say it's probably not going to be look at the dugout because it has to be right after the pitch.
Yeah.
I think there will be something said in the dugout, whether it's, you know, hey, if we call your number, if we say your number, that means you should get a, you know, challenge it. You know, so if you're number 13, be like, 13, then there you go. Then you know, boom, you need to challenge it because you know how it is. Everybody's looking to get that, you know, edge to the game. Everybody's going to have the schematics. If you look at it, if you look at the Major League dugouts now compared to 20 years ago, it's filled with all kinds of guys in there that are just there for the analytics. They're there because of analytics and analytics alone. They're not there because they've done their time. They've been minor league baseball coaches, head coaches in high school, none of that. These guys are brainiacs. They know the analytics stuff. They know exactly, you know, all the stuff that they put into the computer, and that's what those guys are there to do.
Well, that morale, to keep the morale going and keep, you know, the other team, like when you're down, you're losing and all that, to keep them up, I think.
Those guys? They're in there for telling the head coach of what you should do, who you should bat, because they've got it down to each. So they know if you can hit a curveball better than the guy that's coming up, and the guy that's pitching is going to be throwing the curveball more. So I like the idea. Now, you know, I've told you this before. I do some umpiring in the little league area. I don't do it for you know, for a living or anything, or I stay away from the adults. And I mean, I really don't even do the high school because there's just so many things because you're going to miss some calls and sometimes the people act crazy out there. But what's the number one goal of an umpire? What's the number one goal of a referee?
Unbiased.
To get it right. To get it right.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what you want. You never want the game to be about you. So, as my opinion about it, I'm a baseball fan. I love baseball. I love it from all the way from Little League all the way up until the pros. And I think it's good for baseball. I think it's something that it's not going to be. I don't want it to be egregious where it's every pitch or it's going to slow down the game or it's going to be, all the time doing this or that. Now, and if you get it right, you keep doing it. So basically, as long as you keep getting it right, you keep keeping them, so you can keep doing it. Because I will say this year, baseball was really bad. There was some really bad calls. There was bad calls last night. And I get it. We're watching, and, it's tough. I don't know. Have you ever umpired a game before where you were behind the plate where they're throwing the ball?
No.
Okay.
Never.
So I'm just going to tell you, there's an art to it.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be in the right position. You got to know what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get lost. You can't be, a squirrel or, you know what I mean? You got to stay focused.
Yeah.
Because, it's not where the catcher catches the ball. It's where it crosses the plate.
Yeah,
and where it
right.
crosses, it's actually where it crosses the body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you got to be very aware. And I'll tell you, I've been in some 12U and 13-year-old kids where they're still throwing from the small mound instead of going to the big mound, 60 foot 6 inches.
Mm-hmm.
They're still at the 42.6 or 46 6 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, they can throw some absolute gas.
Oh, yeah.
And it's tough, to watch because you're like, gosh, man, he's throwing it so hard. And, sometimes those catchers, their arms or their wrists aren't strong. And so what happens is the pitch that catches the corner,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it's outside because the kid, when he goes to catch the ball, he don't stick it because his arm's not strong. His wrist is not strong.
Yeah.
So what happens is he catches it, and when he does, it throws his arm to the side because he's catching that ball, and it's like, boom.
If it's a curveball that's coming out.
No,
like
just a fastball because fastballs have movement on them. They throw two-seam fastball, four-seam fastball, that kind of thing. So it might have a little tail to it where right before it gets to the catcher, it cuts that corner, and he's catching it, and because he's not very strong to be able to go, because you'll see those major league catchers, when they catch that ball down the middle, they'll pop their hand, they'll stick it. You know what I mean? You're doing that. And what happens is they'll catch that outside pitch, and because they're throwing it so hard that ball, the momentum of the ball takes their arm over here, and it's like, gosh, and this is what happens. I know. I've been there. If you call it a strike, the opposite team says, "Well, that was outside."
Yeah.
If you call it a ball, the pitching coach or the team for the pitcher, he says, "Oh, that caught the corner." And both of them sometimes can be right because it's like, man, it's really difficult.
It's close.
And so if you can imagine having to be behind a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, a 90-mile-an-hour slider, a 86-mile-an-hour sweeper that's got movement that all these guys are throwing, these grown men out here, it's tough.
Yeah.
So I said all that to say, for me, I think it's a good move. I know that the old codgers, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that, Dad. My dad, he don't like any new stuff. He likes the traditional. He doesn't like the change. But when you look at it, I think it's really good for baseball because we did have a lot of bad umpiring this year from major league umpires. And James, I know you watch a lot of baseball. Wouldn't you agree with that? Don't you agree that number one thing is that you want to get it right? And then the number two thing is that it's really difficult, and we got some really good catchers that can frame.
Even if you watch some of these umpires that have bad games, there's this great Twitter profile out there called MLB or umpire grading card, where they'll break down the whole game, they'll put the box up, and they will tell you how many calls were exactly missed. And usually most umpires are between 90 and 95% for a game. That's pretty average. It's not a whole lot. You might see like 7-8 pitches that they actually miss throughout a game. Now, one thing I did learn was I used to work for the Tampa Bay Rays in the scouting department. And they were one of the first teams that started doing all those Stattronics and Datmans and things like that followed the ball. And it's kind of amazing how often, when I was down at low A watching some umpires, just how much they would miss it more towards an up-down really than an inside-out.
Wow.
So it was just amazing. It's, for me, the rule being, old man yelling at cloud right now, I'm not big on it because it's change and we're taking away some of the human aspect of the game. Yeah. And humans make mistakes, humans make errors, we record errors. Yeah. Let's just look at it that way. Umpires do too. Is it going to help clean up the game? Maybe a little bit. My big worry is it's going to take a little bit longer for the guys who have been in the major leagues for, say, 5 or more years that haven't dealt with the system as much, that they're going to see a pitch that like, and then just start tapping their head when, that you might not have wanted to challenge that one. So the managers are also going to have to take control of the guys a little bit too.
Yeah, it's going to definitely make sure that the guys, they're going to have to talk to them to let them know that, hey, if it's not something that's bad, let's make sure we get it.
So is it challenges per team or player?
Yeah, team. You get 2 for the whole team.
For the whole team for 9 innings.
Yeah.
That's
but if you get it right, you keep getting them. So I think
that's true.
Yeah, so I mean, you could, as long as you're right, that's the deal.
So I can only speak from experience. And I've been in the dugout and I've looked over and said, "Oh, that was a strike or that was a ball," and everything, and I was wrong.
Yeah,
because it's hard to see, the strike zone as easily as you would like to see it.
Yeah,
and then of course as a batter, there's been times where I huffed and puffed because I felt like they called something a strike and I didn't think it was a strike. I might have had a bad attitude when I was 11 or 12 years old. It's possible.
Yeah, no, that's sure. But that's what we're going to talk about on another day, because when we get back from the break, we are going to talk to Coach Tommy Joe Whidden. I love that name. Of the Mosley Dolphins and some college football. You're listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 7T Studio Line. Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up on Sunday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys.
Prescott loaded up, going deep, has a man, is caught!
Packers, Cowboys, airtime at 6:30. Then on Monday Night Football, the New York Jets at your Miami Dolphins.
It is good!
On your home for the NFL on the Gulf Coast, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Thursday's weather. The rest of the day, there will be a moderate breeze out of the southwest, very light rain and 87. A possibility of thunderstorms and light showers tonight, slightly cooler at 76. Tomorrow, possible thunderstorms and moderate rain and a high of 84. About the same at 87 Saturday, and we'll have very light rain. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida, Mid-South Lumber, Best Little Lumber Yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida.
Saturday, September 27th, come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right. Get 20 to 50 acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the grand opening land sale at the ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or go to creeksidepreserveal.com. That's creeksidepreserveal.com.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSS Lincoln, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio.
This is the best atmosphere.
Sixth-ranked Oregon travels to Happy Valley to face number 3 Penn State in a whiteout game.
We've played in good environments before. They described it as a good one.
Coverage starts Saturday at 6 on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida airs the biggest games of the week from the SEC, ACC, and beyond. If it matters in college football, it's on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
The sound. It's 5 o'clock. You made it through another Thursday. We're so thankful that you're listening to the Sports Blitz here with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line 850-215-6290. This is a beautiful day, and we're excited about it. Don't forget, we are your home for the college football games of the week. We've got the Auburn Tigers taking on the Texas A&M Aggies at 1:30, kickoffs at 2:30. We also have the nightcap, 6 p.m., kickoff 6:30, Oregon at Penn State. Don't forget, if you're out running around, you can watch that one, listen to it, whatever you would like, on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now is the time we get to talk to our friendly coach, the best name in high school football, Coach Tommy Joe Whitten. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Oh, man, we're doing fantastic. I don't know if you got to see it or hear about it, but we had the Lone Star Boyle House in the house. He brought us some Cajun boudin on some with some shrimp, with some cheese, on some baked potatoes, and I'm kind of full in here. And Jeff, he just about ate all of it, Coach.
No, I did not.
So yeah, we're full and we're excited. So we're having a good time. Coach went to the win column last week, 46-15 over those Escambia County Jokers, and we are excited about that. Y'all took care of business.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. Anytime you can go on the road, get a victory, it's always a great night, especially our third week in a row, a little bit unusual having to go on the road. But again, I thought we really played well in all three phases. You know, offensively, Sammy Chisholm had another good night running the football, had 3 touchdowns on the ground. JP continued to throw the ball well. Adam Land, Carson Griffin, Fletcher Taylor made plays outside. On defense, Talon Moore had another pick. Wyatt Fleming led it some tackles. And then special teams, Maverick Wright hit a 41-yard field goal. So, you know, it's good to see contributions in all three phases of the game.
Yeah, it sounds good, and that's the thing about it. It just seems like the offense, and not that the defense, and we'll talk about that, but the offense is really clicking, and, you know, it's good. And I love the fact that you're not just one-dimensional, and obviously with Sammy running the football like he is, and like we talked about last week, how he's not very big, but, man, he sure does run behind those pads, and he definitely is a hard worker and a hard runner. And, you know, so you talk about JP. Is the game just seeming like coming easier to him? I know this is his first year to start, and he's had some really good games already, but does it just seem like he's just maturing right in front of your eyes?
I think so. I mean, I think, you know, JP, the more he plays, the more confidence he gets. And again, it's not that, you know, there's JP's had some hiccups here and there, but the one thing that's just been real positive about JP is just the ability not to make the same mistake twice. You know, once he makes that mistake, he logs it, he learns from it, and that's, you know, obviously as a coach, that's great things to see, that you see guys just making constant improvement through the course of the season. And, you know, obviously he's played with his teammates, you know, for a while growing up, and he has got a lot of confidence in those guys and on the same page. And again, he's just executing at a really high level.
So when you play these same coaches, or at least, it seems like, do you kind of tend to know their tendencies? I mean, because I'm sure with your coaching background, your playing background, you probably watch a load of film. Is that something that you take pride in, is the fact of being able to, because you're the play caller, is to just be able to, on the go, kind of make some changes, adjustments during the games? Or are you one of those type of coaches that kind of stick to your first 15, 20 plays that you're gonna run at the beginning of the game?
No, I mean, I definitely playing Escambia. Before being at Mosley, I was the head coach over at Booker T. Washington, Pensacola, and know Coach Bennett really well, and know how they operate. One thing is a little bit usual, and when you have the ability to score a lot of points on offense from time to time, you'll get a different look that you weren't preparing for. And playing Coach Bennett last week, they've traditionally been a 4-down front, play man free, majority of the time. And then we get to the ball game, we get an odd front, and getting a little bit of zone coverage out of them, which was a little bit different. Again, myself, I like to script out the first 10 to 15 plays of the ball game, things that we were working on. So that was the thing. We had to kind of revert course there kind of quickly in the game because we got something that we hadn't been preparing for all week. But that's just that's part of it. I think that's kind of a sign that people respect what you do offensively and trying to give you a curveball out of the gate. So sometimes when you go into the game, you get what you've been preparing for, and sometimes you don't, and that's just part of it. Being able to to be able to adjust and to make changes within the game. And part of it that makes it really fun and exciting. I was proud of the way our guys responded to that, getting some different looks that we weren't prepared, hadn't been preparing for. And nobody was rattled or anything by it. And the guys, again, executed really well.
Is that, because I love, I coach the Little League at times, so just park ball football, but I'm a student of the game. I love it. I watch it. NFL, college, doesn't matter. Is that one of the things like that's probably the hardest as a coach, as a head coach and a play caller, is that you've got a lot of teams that you're familiar with, and being able to come up with ways to throw, like you said, kind of throw you off balance a little bit, kind of try to get some kind of edge, because obviously, the normal football play or the normal football fan, we need turnovers and we need to stop them on third down. I mean, duh, but still, is that probably the hardest thing about being a coach, but also being the play caller, is that you get familiar with people and you have to change sometimes from week to week, especially when it gets closer and closer to district, like we're getting ready to go into right now?
It's definitely a delicate balance, because as you get deeper in the season, you've definitely built up a lot of reps and getting good at certain things, and you definitely don't want to get too far away from that, because the guys have a lot of confidence in certain plays, but at the same time, you got to be able to have slightly different looks or different variations of the same play. Window dressing is what we, like to call it, to try to keep the defense on your toes. But I think that's just, that all kind of goes into that throughout the course of the season. Some years you got, you got teams that can evolve and do a lot of different things. Some years you don't have the players that can evolve, and you just have to know your team, know what they can handle. Try to give them a little bit more every single week and see if they can handle it. Sometimes you can, be pedal on the metal, full throttle, and really evolving as the season goes. Some years you might have to pull a little bit back, and you can only do what you've been able to execute thus far. But again, that's what makes coaching fun. Just going on that journey, as an offensive, play caller, being able to evolve as an offense, but also being evolved as a football team. In general, as a whole, as the season goes along.
Yeah, you almost answered the next question that I have for you. And just so everybody knows, we're talking to Coach Tommy Joe Whidden, and I didn't give him these questions before, so he's sharp. I'm telling you, being able to just rattle off these answers and knowing exactly what he's saying is awesome. I'm so impressed, Coach. But anyway, so sometimes you made a good point, and that's kind of where I wanted to go. Sometimes your skill level doesn't necessarily stay the same from year to year. You know, you'd be blessed to have a quarterback 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row sometimes. Is there any modification to the way you run your offense from year to year sometimes due to the different talent that you have? If you've got someone, you know, that's, you know, can't throw as well or doesn't run as well or anything like that, kind of, I guess that'd be the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, no, I mean, just how we've evolved from last year to this year. Last year we had Sammy Freitas, who was a 3-year starter for us. Obviously, Sammy threw the ball really well, but one of his, you know, under-the-radar talents was just his ability to run the ball and run the ball between the tackles. JP does not have that ability to be able to do that, so we've had to evolve. So, you know, we've, you know, done a little bit more Wildcat-type stuff so we can still have that quarterback run game. We've probably done that a little bit more this year than in years past just because we don't have that element at our quarterback position. I mean, also, too, you know, we have 2 Division I tight ends, and I think that's really unique to any high school offense. And, you know, we've definitely evolved to play through the strengths of having 2 tight ends. I think when you go watch most high school football teams play, that's something that you don't see.
No.
And something that we definitely think is a strength of our team, and we definitely play through that. You know, some years we've been in what we call 10 personnel, which is 4 wide receivers because you got, you know, 4 good wideouts. And so, again, I think that's just part of being a high school coach is being able to evolve from year to year based off your personnel and, you know, what those guys can handle physically, but also more so what those guys can be able to handle mentally. You know, I think that's one thing that I love about coaching at Mosley. We've got really smart kids. They can handle a lot of information. I think that gives us the ability to do a lot more things because we have smart kids that can process a lot of information.
Yeah, that sounds good. Jeff's got one for you.
Well, y'all play undefeated Milton at home this week. Do you find that you can observe and see how there's coaches that'll get like a bread and butter play and they try and run it like, I don't want to say up the middle, but, you know, in the flat, you know, across the middle, maybe a down and out pattern or whatever, and they just have these bread and butters and you just keep on running it until you stop it?
Yeah, no, that's Milton in a nutshell. You know, offensively, you know, they're going to run the veer, which, you know, what a lot of people today would consider that an old school offense. You know, it's definitely going to be a run-oriented offense. I mean, I think 6 or 7 passes for them is going to be a lot of passes in the game.
Yeah.
It's like two conflicting styles of football. They're going to want that clock to run as much as possible. They're going to want to snap it under 5 seconds and just limit the amount of possessions in the game. Us, you know, I think like to think that we've got a high-powered offense. We're going to want the opposite. We're going to want as many possessions. We're going to want to score as quick as we possibly can. And, you know, that's going to be one of the games within the game is which team can get the game in the style of play that they want. And, you know, obviously Coach Douglas has done a great job over there turning that program around and off to a hot start. And they're going to be coming in with a lot of confidence. And their kids play really hard. And hopefully it's going to be an exciting football game.
Well, it sounds like you have a chance to manipulate the game. And let me explain what I mean by that. If you have a fast-paced tempo, sometimes the other team doesn't really adjust to that very well, and they kind of pick up the pace of their game to try and stay with you and don't try and slow down the game, and it doesn't work out to their advantage. Do you ever find that happens for you?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's like we said. I mean, definitely the game within the game. I think, you know, there's critical aspects in this game is offensively is when we have opportunities to score the ball. We got to score the football to keep pressure on their offense to try to keep pace with us. Again, they, you know, for them, I wouldn't be shocked if they'd be happy with 3 first downs in a punt because 3 first downs for them is going to equal about 5 or 6 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
In their style of offense. So again, for us defensively, when we get in 3rd and 4th down situations, we got to do a great job of getting off the field, and especially in those 3rd and medium down and distances because they're really going to be trying to get that thing to 4th and 1 or 2 because if they can get to 4th and 1 or 2, I'd be shocked if they don't go for it regardless of where they are on the field just because of the style of offense that they play.
Yeah, that's what I was looking up when I was doing my research on them. I was going to say, and which me and Jeff didn't talk about it, but man, just being able to fly around to the ball, gang tackling, everybody, put their hat on the ball and make sure they tackle the ball because they're not going to throw the ball. And that's the key, for y'all to keep going. So that's awesome. Well, we're going to be pulling for you. We're going to be there, actually. So it's going to be an awesome time. So I'll be touching base with you now. Now that we've talked about it, let's get into this Auburn football. What in the world? Coach, come on now. Come on now. Tell me, because listen, I know you probably didn't listen because you have your practices and all, but man, Jeff's a big, the referees are going to make problems. They're going to have problems, but come on, Coach, tell him, Coach, for me, be on my side. This was a terrible called game by those guys, from the fumble to the pass interference calls and definitely the illegal play.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have two parts on this. So one, yes, it was a horrendously officiated game. Obviously, the scoop and score was bad. The substitution play for a touchdown, the double pass interference that wasn't called. Those were all critical plays within the ball game. But when you go on the road, we talk about it as our football team. You expect those types of things to happen, and as bad as it all was, at the end of the day, Auburn had the lead in the fourth quarter and had their opportunities to win the football game. So, you don't like to see that happen, but, bad calls and bad things have been a part of the game since the beginning of time, and when you got the lead, you got to find ways to win the game, find ways to get off the field, and, sadly, Auburn wasn't able to do that last Saturday.
Yeah, and that's the key for them. I mean, but I'll be honest with you. I thought they looked good. I thought they moved the ball. I thought they, because Brent Venables, you can like him or not. I don't like him personally, but he, you got to be able to definitely, move the football on that defense. And, I mean, there were some times where there were some free rushes that I didn't understand why they didn't get a hat on them. But either way, I thought as far as taking a loss, and I know we're not into, moral victories, but Auburn really did not look bad. They kept up with them. And, I mean, really they could grow with this game. Don't you agree with that one?
No, again, nobody likes the old moral victory. That's for losers. But, there's definitely some things that some positive takeaway. I thought the defense played really hard and did a great job of keeping them in the ball game. But when you play in the SEC, it's hard to move the football, and when you have opportunities to score touchdowns, you got to score touchdowns. I thought there was a couple of throws that Arnold would probably like to have back that were, they did a good job of scheming guys up to get them open, and when you got those guys running open in that level of football, you got to take advantage of that because it's really hard to move the ball multiple plays down the field in the SEC, and that was just one of the differences in the ball games is when they had opportunities, their shot plays they had schemed up, Auburn didn't hit them, and Oklahoma hit, whether they were legal or not, they hit up they hit their schemed up shot plays that Auburn wasn't able to do.
Yeah, let's agree on this. Cam Coleman is an absolute stud, and he's going to be a star at the next level. You can guarantee that.
No, it definitely did. I think that's one of the positives that I took away from that game is that Auburn showed that they have the ability to play through the wide receivers.
Yeah.
With Coleman on the vertical stuff and getting the ball out to one out in space. Obviously, you can see he's a dynamic player.
Mm-hmm.
If they can make plays versus that defense, they should be able to make plays, versus anybody in the SEC.
Yeah, what do you think about this weekend, going over there to A&M and, having to deal with that crowd? That's always going to be a big deal. He's played in big games, Arnold has, and so he is aware of how loud places can be. What do you think about that one? Do you think they match up good with A&M?
It's going to be tough. A&M has won a close ball game. I think anytime a team wins a close ball game, especially on the road, that gives them a lot of confidence. Auburn obviously was in that similar situation to A&M a couple of weeks ago, and Auburn wasn't able to come through. So that'll be interesting to see what kind of resolve Auburn has as a football team again. going on a tough road test in the SEC. I mean, that's part of everybody in the SEC is going to go some version of a little gauntlet. This is going to be Auburn's, first test. I think it's going to be important for the offense to start fast and create some positive momentum in the game to just give the defense confidence to keep playing hard, and the offense is going to, put points up there for them. But again, it's the type of thing when you play, in that conference, on the road. If you're not ready to go, things can get away from you real fast. So I think it's just going to be important for Auburn to start fast offensively and not only give themselves confidence as an offense, but give that defense confidence as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's exactly right. So, Coach, we appreciate it, man. We will be there tomorrow night to cheer you guys on. Probably going to come down and see you before and after the game and maybe catch an interview there. But we appreciate you coming on, my friend, and y'all do everything you can tomorrow night. Take it to those guys over there. Coach Tommy Joe Whidden from Mosley Dolphins. Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And when we come back, we are going to talk to Alan Watson at Golf Plus, and then we got to get into some of these NFL picks because Jeff thinks he knows all of the answers. You're listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights.
Highway robbery!
But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's a baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain tonight with a gentle breeze around 8 miles per hour out of the west-southwest and temps near 75. Tomorrow morning, we will have sprinkles and a possibility of thunderstorms and be quite warm at 80. Likely thunderstorms and light sprinkles in the afternoon and evening and a high 81. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida, Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
Bringing you the world's #1 auto brand is a lot of fun. Camrys and Tacomas, Land Cruisers and Grand Highlanders. Toyotas are just built to be better.
And that's exactly how we built Panama City Toyota, to give you a better experience.
Where your needs always come first. Where you can relax with a great cup of coffee or browse the Heritage Collection. While we help you add the perfect vehicle to your collection. Come see us today at Panama City Toyota.
The Kings of the Swamp.
Ball's loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow.
Join Sean Kelly and the rest of the broadcast team as they bring you Gator football all season long.
Quick race down the near sideline. 20, 15, 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Gators.
On your home for Florida football. The Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
The Florida Gators play here. Listen to select games on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio. Your favorite team is garbage.
Dallas? I don't want you going to Dallas at all.
And we're here to explain why.
That place is crawling with crackheads and debutantes, and half of them play for the Cowboys.
It's time to take out the trash on the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget tonight, Thursday night football coming up at 6:30 right here. You can listen live as you're going over to maybe a football game, maybe you're going to dinner. Whatever it is, you can listen up on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in on the Red 7Ts phone line, 850-215-6290. As always, on Thursday, we get the awesome opportunity to talk to Alan Watson, the owner, operator, everything. Let's see, the CEO. I mean, the man that makes it happen at Golf Plus. Alan, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm good, Paul. How's it going, man?
Doing pretty good. You clean, you wash the windows, you open the door, you lock the door, you do it all over there, right?
Yeah, I do it all. Sometimes I don't have to do it all, but right now I'm having to do it all. So, things are still pretty busy, even though we're kind of technically out of season, but good weather keeps people playing golf this time of year. We got some high school golf going on around here, so that's got, us busy with things, taking care of kids, and, it just honestly has been really busy with a lot of fittings and repairs lately. People wanting to upgrade or fix their equipment, as we move into the slightly cooler, just barely cooler season weather right now.
Alan, you said it's getting out of golf season. I kind of figured we'd be heading into it, like it's almost getting to the point where you can be outside now and not melt.
Right, but in terms of the technical, like when people play the most golf, just especially in America, it's mostly February through or March through August, and then kids will go back to school, and then you've got all this football, high school, college, pro, right? You got all that going on. Baseball's starting to wind down. You just have all these things happening, and so hunting season in certain areas starts to come in the fall, and so you just have all these things that happen that kind of kills the fast-paced part of golf season. However, James, you are right. I mean, it does feel better. The weather's better. So for those people who enjoy the weather where it's not so hot and you don't melt outside, this is their time to shine right now.
Yeah, you mentioned something that kind of spurred my idea. As far as because I didn't really think about that, about the high schoolers, about the younger kids. Do you see some of those? I mean, because obviously that's a early sport. A lot of kids play baseball, a lot of kids play football, a lot of kids play basketball. And more kids, I'm seeing more younger kids are playing, are taking up the game of golf. And do you see that? And do you offer opportunity to fit for the kids as well over there?
We do. And the amount of kids that come into the game varies from year to year. Some years you just have a lot of kids coming into the game for whatever reason. Obviously, back when the Tiger thing happened, 30 years ago, close to 30 years ago now, when he sort of burst on the scene, obviously that caused a lot of people to rush out and get their kids clubs for their children. Yeah. But we haven't had a bolstering of the sport like that in a while. But we are seeing more kids come to it every few years, and then you'll have a little down year, whatever. But as far as the fitting goes, for the smaller children, we're mostly fitting by height because they're growing so fast that you're just kind of fitting for height. But as they get older, like I had a gentleman in today with his son that was picking up the custom clubs I built for him. I fit him last week, and he's 12 years old. So at 12, he's about to start growing like a weed. He's probably already growing, and he's also tall enough where he's just about to be into men's clubs. And so you get there's certain age marks where you're trying to kind of move them into stuff where they can start to build more strength and get better at the game. But because they're physically growing, the types of clubs that they need sort of changes as they get older and stuff like that. So we have kids clubs for literally babies up to really they kind of start more like 3-year-olds for the most part as far as really being able to swing. And then it just progresses on up as they get bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Last week you talked about the having to change. You're changing more of the store, and you're kind of going into some different areas. How's that going?
Yeah, I mean, well, couple things that are happening to get us ready for that. my son is coming back, McLean. A lot of people in this area met him in the store and on the golf course and stuff when he was here a couple of years ago. And he's been in the golf business ever since, just not here. He had lived up in Pennsylvania. So he's coming back next week. So that's one part of my plan, is to bring him back because he's a really good fitter and a good repair guy. And I think he and I also talked about maybe doing lessons and stuff. So if he wants to do lessons, we'll get him certified and we'll do that. The other thing is we are trying to sell through a lot of the, I don't want to say older product because it's not like I've got like 5-year-old product in here. All my product is within 12 months old, if not, a lot less than that. But we are trying to move some of the stuff that's been here a little bit longer and clean up some space so that we can put a second simulator in and do some other things. But we are moving more in the direction, and we will be moving in the direction of more of a fitting studio, repair store, which obviously we already are, the repair shop, and then just doing a little bit less on the retail side. We're finding that 90 to 95% of all of our sales are club related. Either we're fixing a club, we're selling a club, we're building a club, we're fitting for a club. It's just club. Just club. And so we realize that, especially being a small specialty store, we can't compete with the big national chains in terms of how much volume they can carry. We can't compete against the Amazons and the eBays of this world when it comes to, again, volume. I mean, I can carry 300 pairs of shoes, and I'm still missing 10 brands. I'm still missing thousands of sizes and all that. So it's not an admission of defeat. It's just more of like hey, let's do what we really do well, let's do that even more, and then let's not do so much of what isn't really happening. So, I liken it to a restaurant. If you've got 20 items on your menu and there's 2 or 3 items that you only sell once a month, then maybe they don't even need to be on the menu at all. It's like it doesn't really matter. And so that's what we're going to do, is just slowly, we're going to slowly creep into refining what we do to just be the best things of what Golf Plus offers, and the things that honestly that people are coming to us for, right? I mean, sometimes people will pick up something and, I didn't know you had this, but it's like, yeah, you're the one guy in 6 months that bought it. So it's like, why am I wasting my money stocking it? And then we'll still have our warehouse, which is just a mile away. We'll still have our warehouse. We'll still have our online presence. So we'll still have some of the products that we normally sell, but just be over there where we can still have access to it for the people that want it, but just not have it physically in the store, because, to be honest with you, again, I'm just not going to waste the time or the space for something that is sort of a rarity, I guess. I'm not sure how to put it, but I think you get my drift.
That sounds great. I mean, that's what a lot of smart business owners do. They become laser focused on what they are and what they've become, and that's kudos to you, because you figured it out, and you'll probably see the fruits of that. That's awesome. Well, we've got the Ryder Cup coming up, and already we've got some smack talking going on, which is pretty awesome. I mean, what more do you want? Because realistically, because you said it earlier, because you don't have Tiger out there, making all these records and crazy shots, you still got the shots, but people, don't realize what's going on. But we got 2 guys. We got Rory McIlroy and Bryson DeChambeau just decided that they're going to have a little smack talk going on. Have you looked at that?
Yes. I think this is, it's good for the sport. You want a little bit of rivalry beef. You want a little bit of talk. I mean, golf is definitely not known as a sport where people create bulletin board fodder, but sometimes they do. And in this case, you've got Rory, who literally had to come out and say, okay, per my captain, I'm only going to talk about my team from here on out, because I've spent too much time talking about those other guys. And so that's something you don't really see very often. And then you've got Bryson saying, hey, of course I want to play against Rory, or at least I want to see what happens when our best players play against Rory, because he's one of the best players in the world and he's their best player, and I would love that challenge. And that's what you want from your top players. You want your guys to relish the situation. Nobody wants to see a professional athlete cower in fear. We want to see them go out and attack and play well. And the U.S. has been really poor in the Ryder Cup over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years overall. They've just really been bad, and they've had what on paper looked like significantly better teams at times and still not been able to get it done. So if that's what it takes is a little smack talk to kind of get everybody riled up for it, that, hey, I'm all for it like you are.
Does that go on? Like, because I know that there's people there, and I don't, you got basketball, they talk, football, they definitely talk, baseball, they even talk. Does it ever happen? I mean, because these guys are super competitive, and they're basically, everything's riding on them when they're out there playing. Does that sometimes happen? Will they smart off to each other a little bit or have a little bit of banter that is, a little bit of competitive ego coming out? Because I know there's some A personalities walking side by side.
Absolutely. I mean, typically, if people are not getting along on the golf course in the professional ranks, typically they just won't talk at all while they're actually out on the course. So if you see them not talking, that's usually they just either don't like each other or they don't necessarily have good conversation when they're out there, whatever. In this particular case, now you have a fan base that's out cheering for one side versus the other. And in this case, because we're playing in New York, this time obviously it's going to be a very pro-USA crowd versus last year or 2 years ago when it was in Italy at Marco Simone and you had a more European crowd. And so, you're going to have people getting hot under the collar especially if the crowd is saying negative things or being ugly. You could have a European player who's maybe tired of the talk, and then maybe the American says something, and maybe it's not even inflammatory, but maybe the European's just, pissed about how he's feeling about the crowd. And so you could see some things pop off. We had that happen 2 years ago after the round where there was like a rules violation or something. And so there was a beef afterwards with Rory and his caddy and one of the other guys, and one of our guys kind of got into a sort of a shouting match in the parking lot. And, again, it wasn't on the golf course, but it was because of what had happened on the golf course. So I think in this case, this year, I think the only thing, if you see something kind of heat up on the course, it'll be because of maybe somebody calling a rules official over on somebody else or something like that, where maybe if it doesn't feel like good sportsmanship, maybe that sometimes can cause tempers to get flare. Sometimes you'll see them not concede a putt that maybe everybody in the world knows is a concedable putt, and sometimes that's done intentionally just to get under people's skin. There's some gamesmanship there. I mean, look, like you said, they're professional athletes. They're there to win. It's not just for entertainment purposes. This is not the WWE. We are trying to win and be able to raise that flag and say USA finally won for once in a while.
Yeah, this is going to be significant. Being in New York, and I'd heard that President Trump was going to come over there, and when he comes, there's always going to be, that stuff going on as well. And I think Scotty, he was asked about, having played with or been around President Trump. Did you get a chance to check any of that out?
Yeah, for sure. Scotty has played golf with President Trump. It sounded like from the interview that they haven't talked a whole lot, but I think he said that Trump has called him a couple times after some of his wins just to congratulate him. So very short conversations. He was very complimentary of the president and how he plays golf and how he carries himself on the golf course and around the clubhouse and all that. So I think he was kind of excited that the president was going to be there. Like you said, there's going to be a big hullabaloo because you're going to have tons of security and you're going to have a lot of stuff. But yes, Friday, according to the news, Trump will be there on Friday. So now whether that happens or not, that's tomorrow. So we'll see, barring some other. But he's been known to go to big sporting events in the past. So that's kind of his jam.
Yeah, I know that's it's something. It's kind of cool because they call the game of golf the gentleman's game, and it can get a little testy out there. And like you just said, some of the things about conceding putts or asking for a rules clarification, that kind of stuff, doing it on purpose to get under the skin, and that's the key when you're trying to throw somebody off the game. A lot of people think that trash talk, and sometimes it is, sometimes it's just you can't control your anger, but a lot of times it's just to try to throw them off and make them where, they're not as concentrated as they would normally be, and they're a little bit angry, and they might grip that club a little bit harder and come out of their shoes a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think again, this is in a normal professional golf tournament where you don't have teams and you don't have sides, you don't really see a lot of that. The only time you see somebody, call a rules official over or something is if it's usually the player that is in question that's doing it, not somebody calling them on somebody else. But in this case, because it's a head-to-head and because there's so much riding on it, yeah, you might see some things that you don't normally see. And also the format's different because we play different formats. Mm-hmm. There's best ball stuff. There's individual match play. And honestly, I just think the pressure is so high on the Americans to win, so they're all going to be amped up. But then on the other hand, the Europeans, they don't want to be disappointed by losing when they sort of know I don't want to say they have it in the bag because they don't, but it just seems like they have the upper hand every time. So for them, it's probably well, let's don't give this one away. Whereas the Americans are thinking we got to find a way to win. So I think it's pressure on both sides, but more on the Americans, and we'll see how it plays out. I mean, you've got Scotty Scheffler, the number one player in the world, who's a calm, cool customer, hardly ever gets rattled, and even when he does, he usually comes back and plays even better. So I don't really see him being involved in any kerfuffles. But you have players like Patrick Cantlay who can sometimes be a little moody. And then you've got some fiery guys on the European side like Rory and like Shane Lowry. So this could be interesting. This could be fun. It's not going to be as exciting as, March Madness, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, Alan. We're going to take our next break, but, man, we appreciate you coming on, and give the folks real quick your address so that they'll know where you're at.
Yeah, we're over here at the Shops at Edgewater, right next to Firefly Restaurant on the corner of Front Beach Road and R. Jackson, right off the beach, right here in Panama City.
Well, man, we appreciate it, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week, and we'll see how much the U.S. is up. All right. We appreciate it, man. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. When we come back, we are going to dive into these NFL pick'ems and see what's going on with this game tonight. You're listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Call in now.
This is Touchstone service.
The Red 70s studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290. Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up on Sunday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys.
Prescott loaded up, going deep, has a man, is caught!
Packers, Cowboys, airtime at 6:30. Then on Monday Night Football, the New York Jets at your Miami Dolphins.
It is good!
On your home for the NFL on the Gulf Coast, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Saturday, September 27th, come to the grand opening land sale at the Ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. That's right. Get 20 to 50 acres in Baldwin County from just $139.9 with excellent financing available. Ranches at Creekside Preserve features private large acreage tracts with beautiful woodlands, rolling meadows, and a peaceful creek, all surrounded by pristine natural beauty and abundant wildlife. It's your opportunity to live in Baldwin County, Alabama, one of the fastest growing coastal counties in the U.S. due to low taxes and a low cost of living. Don't miss out. Come to the grand opening land sale at the Ranches at Creekside Preserve and get your gorgeous 20 to 50 acre estate in desirable Baldwin County on sale from only $139.9. Call 877-888-1415 or go to creeksidepreserveal.com. That's creeksidepreserveal.com.
College Football Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's a top 10 showdown in the Big Ten. 6th-ranked Oregon travels to Happy Valley to face number 3 Penn State in the whiteout game.
One of the best atmospheres in all of college football. This is the best atmosphere.
We played in good environments before. They described it as a good one.
Number 6 Oregon at 3rd-ranked Penn State.
Coverage starts Saturday at 6 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. This is the Sports Blitz, where we don't have guests. We have punching bags. The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you can call in. You can text in at 850-215-6290. We are having a great time on this beautiful Thursday. We got a little rain today, which was good. And I'm telling you, we got Thursday night football tonight. We've got the Bay High School taking on Pensacola High over at Tommy Oliver's. Going to be a 7 o'clock kickoff. Going to be pretty awesome. We will be announcing tonight. Now, listen to this. You're not going to believe this. Our Sports Blitz Player of the Week. Guess what happened?
I don't know what happened.
Caleb Mozoniski. I know I'm messing that name up. He's the two-time Sports Blitz Player of the Week. He won it because you know what he did? He did the same thing he did the week before, but threw for more yards. He had 4 touchdowns passing and 2 touchdowns rushing. And the thing about it is, North Bayhaven won their second game, and they haven't done that. So they've won 2 games in a row over there.
After a big losing streak.
After a huge losing streak. So they have not only broke the losing streak, but they won back-to-back games, which has not happened. So we're going to be posting that a little bit later tonight. So go on there, tell the kid congratulations, because he deserves it, man. They're doing so good, and it's pretty cool to see a program. They're off this week, so he's got some time to rest because, man, you score 6 touchdowns in 2 back-to-back games. That's pretty good.
I mean, he's 6'7", 400 pounds.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not?
No, he's not.
I'm telling a story.
Well, if they see the picture, they'll know.
Next week, the opposing team will be like, wait a minute, what happened here? Where's William Wallace?
That's right. So anyway, we've got the football game tonight that we've got to talk about. Thursday, NFL. We've been doing the pick'ems. We've got the Seattle Seahawks playing the Arizona Cardinals. You know, when you look at the Seahawks, you just wondered how they were going to do with new coach Mike McDonald coming in from the Ravens, bringing that tough style of defense that John Harbaugh runs over there with the Ravens, and then bringing in someone that I was curious to see how he was going to react, how he was going to play, because last year, you know, we gave Kevin O'Connell a lot of credit for the way that Sam Darnold played when he played with the Minnesota Vikings. And we called, or at least I call Kevin O'Connell a quarterback whisperer because he revitalized Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold goes to now Seattle, signs this huge contract. He's been in and out of teams, up and down, in and out, and now he's looking really good. And the Seahawks are looking really good. And you know who's not looking really good, even though they've won some games? The Cardinals. Kyler Murray. This is probably the year right now that he's going to have to decide. They're going to have to make up their mind on whether or not they're going to move into a different direction with Kyler Murray, because he just doesn't seem like number one, he's been hurt. Number two, you know, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk about it. You know, they drafted a wide receiver that they thought was going to be, you know, a stud in Marvin Harrison, but Marvin hasn't really panned out, has he?
Yeah, I wasn't even a big fan when he was at Ohio State.
Yeah.
He get 800 yards, and they're like, oh, this guy's so great. Yeah, he's a junior. That's why you like him.
Yeah.
And Ohio State's all bragging about all these wide receivers. Well, guess what? They're not top tier in the NFL. You know, why? You got 4 or 5 of them, and they're all like second-tier guys.
Right.
Yeah, all the Buckeyes can call in. They can chime in, and I don't care, because guess what LSU's got? 4 of the top 7 wide receivers in the league.
And they have to have 2 of the best, the number 1 and the number 2.
Well,
Chase.
The thing is, with Burrow out, I'm not expecting Chase to be a top 2 this year.
Well, he's still dominant.
He's still a stud.
But I mean, look at what Justin Jefferson's done with what he's had. I mean, that's the key.
And he's switched off. Yeah,
he's had Kirk Cousins, he's had Darnold. Now he had J.J. McCarthy. Now he's got Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
so
Carson
there you go.
Wentz. Yeah.
And that's the big thing is Carson Wentz's career is Kevin McConnell going to take another ginger and revitalize his career? Because that's what you got to wonder, because Sam Darnold's doing good. So
we got like 9 minutes to pick, but I want to go over a little bit that I'm 2 games up on you now. So I went 11-5 the first week, had a couple of close game upsets. Second week I went 12-4, and you went 12-4.
Oh, come on.
So the second week, it didn't look like it was the easier betting week.
No.
The third week looked like it was going to be easy. I went 11-5. You went 10-6 again.
Yeah.
You went 10-6 because you went that the first week. So I gained on you the first week and the third week. But the second week we did the same thing. So I mean, the one that floored me last week was the Panthers shutting out the Falcons.
Yeah.
I mean, I just did not see that coming.
Yeah, and I didn't either. I didn't think. Well, and the thing is that not only did they shut them out, but they scored 30 points. Now, I know the defense had a pick six and all that.
Yeah.
But they scored 30 points, and they haven't. Their offense has been anemic at best. And so with them doing that, but that again kind of rolls into the fact of is that, I don't think Michael Penix is the guy. And they've already come out this week and they've stated that he is our guy. Kirk Cousins is not coming in. So there's no possible way that they're going to bring him in. So either way, and they need to do something.
You thought that the Browns upsetting the Packers was a bigger upset, but they kept them in the game, they kept them around, and then he stuck it out.
Yeah, but you got to think, I didn't really put 2 and 2 together on that one because the Browns, I mean, can we go ahead and anoint them the 5th best defense in the league? I mean, they are really good on defense, and that's the kicker. Look at it when you get a chance. Their defense is really solid. And
I wouldn't put them top 5 though.
You might better check.
I better go.
All right, so let's
we
go
got
with
Arizona and Seattle tonight.
So I'll take Seattle for that one. I'm sure you are too.
I am too. And actually, the spread's 1.5.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's at Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that, and then we got Minnesota at Pittsburgh.
Minnesota at Pittsburgh. Minnesota actually played pretty good last week. With Carson Wentz.
This game is played in Europe. It's not going to be a home game for anybody.
Yeah, so
Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah, so Dublin. So it's going to be a little chilly over there because it's colder right now than it is over in the States.
And Aaron Rodgers is playing a Vikings team he used to be familiar with when he was a Packer.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, go ahead and give me the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers. Yeah.
Sucked him into that one.
What are you going to do?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I
Pittsburgh, yeah. I had them. Now, this is one that's hard for me.
Go.
Washington Commanders at Atlanta.
All right.
And I'm going to have to go Washington. I went Washington last week, and then Atlanta just totally disappointed me. I mean, not that I'm a Falcons fan or anything like that, but I thought for easy they would beat the Panthers. But I'm going to go Washington, and this game's at Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm going to go Washington as well. I think Marcus Mariota plays his old team like he did last week. He played the Raiders and beat them, and now he's going to come home to Atlanta where he was the backup over there. Well, he's actually the starter. Then he lost his job or whatever, and so now he's going to play the Atlanta Falcons. And, give me Washington.
Buffalo is going to smoke the Saints. They're going to kill them.
Yeah, that's not even close. I mean, that's not even. Yeah, if you want to win,
look at that spread.
Yeah,
15 and a half.
15 and a half.
15 and a half.
Oh my goodness.
That's
okay.
crazy.
I did not think it would be that much. I thought it was like 11 and a half.
How long is it going to take for Alvin Kamara to go somewhere else? That's the question.
They got him under contract, and somebody's going to have to pony up some money, I guess, to get him.
They're probably going to get him.
because he's going to be upset. I mean, just being on a dud team like Barry Sanders was for the Lions.
Well, you got to think, too, they're not going to run the football because they're always going to be behind, so they got to throw it. So really,
throw it to him in the flat.
Well, when you look at it, they're going to be throwing the ball. So take all of the Saints wide receivers for your fantasy because they're going to be behind all the time. So they're going to be another Ohio State guy.
Yeah, another non-stud. Cleveland at Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. Give me Detroit.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit might be back. The way they played, I'm telling you, the sauce is cooking in Detroit.
So, I mean, what did I go? 11-5. Yeah, I went 11-5. I thought the Ravens were going to beat the Lions, and they surprised me.
Nope. Yeah, I thought so too.
Carolina at New England. I mean, Carolina has me baffled because of last week, but I'm going to go with New England on this one.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I need to make up some ground, so I'm thinking that might be where I have to do it. I'm not so much into New England because don't forget they barely beat the Dolphins. So
at Foxborough.
Yeah. So give me Carolina. I'll take Carolina. So I need to make up some ground on you. So that might be one of the picks. That I make up right there. Yeah, don't cheat now. Make sure.
No, I'll put it next to Cleveland. Whoops. Okay, Chargers at Giants.
Chargers at the Giants. You know, Jackson Dart is starting this week, and he's the starting quarterback. You got Scatterboo, you got Malik Neighbors, you got Abdul Carter. Now, if the Giants were to upset them, then that would be a big deal. But that's probably not going to happen. The Chargers are way too good. I think Herbert's finally playing some really good football. Consistent football is what I would call it. But I do think that there's going to be some excitement with the Giants. I also think that Dart's going to move the ball a little bit. I think Scatterboo's going to get more carries. And then Malik Neighbors, they're probably going to give him opportunity to get open, maybe some quick outs or something like that, just to get him the ball to keep him going. Because you know how those LSU guys are. If they don't get the ball, they can start yapping and getting mad.
Yeah, we're a bunch of whiners. Bunch of prima donna wide receivers.
Yeah, but
and
they're
defensive
really
backs.
Good. Yeah, that's
why the two most the two most whining, complaining, what do they call them, prima donnas? Positions are both
players.
LSU guys.
Yeah.
We're getting a bad rep.
Yeah, and their fans are toxic. Don't forget that part.
Oh, my God, yeah. Don't encourage Hurricane Chris there.
Yeah. Well, when you look at it, though, I think if they can move the ball and they can make some plays and keep the game manageable. If they get blown out, then there's going to be problems with the New York Giants. But if they can keep it close, then they'll be able to come back and say, you know what, we've got potential here. We drafted well, and now it's going to be good to go. Because, every person they drafted this year made the team.
Wow.
Which is really
young.
Cool. Yeah, they're a young team. So Brian Daboll's got something going there. If he can get them cooking, I know we only have about 30 seconds left, but if he can get them cooking, they should be good to go. And if Dart comes out there and does the things that he knows how to do, might be a changing of the game. We appreciate you listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here on this Thursday night. Don't forget, watch the Thursday Night Football. Listen to the Thursday Night Football right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. We'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Get in the game. Call or text us now on the Red 17.